So, dude, I'm stoked on this, right? So, we've got to know each other for the past 6, 7 years. 7 years? 8 years?
Man, yeah, I don't even know. Time fucking flies.
Are we in a simulation or not?
There's so much more to it than even just a simulation.
That's fair.
I'm on an alien kick.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, I've got abducted by aliens. I tried to tell Jake I got abducted by aliens, but he never believes me. I really did, honestly. In Irvine, California, I got abducted.
I believe it, man. I just think there's weird stuff coming to light, and you know, just looking at it, it's just kind of
it's pretty obvious that it's real.
Yeah, it totally is. And weird shit happens, and I think there's something that can control it. You know, something's out there controlling it, so
100%.
I just let it roll.
Have you seen aliens or been abducted?
I've definitely seen alien phenomenon in the skies, dude. Back when I was living in Laguna Hills, just at night, sitting outside, looking at it, it's like that's not a fucking drone.
Right.
That's not a plane. That's not a fucking bird. It's not Superman. Shit's flying back and forth.
Yeah.
And then you just look at the scale and scope of, you know, just our galaxy and the universe as a whole, and just apply the numbers.
100%.
You know, it's just like, yeah, if we think that we're alone, then we're pretty fucking conceited. Yeah.
Man, it's for me, the people that think like that the Earth's flat, that's the shit that fucking confuses me, bro. That's the one I'll never get. Is that off the table? We're not saying Earth's flat, right?
I don't think the Earth is flat, man. I trust science, and
same.
I think it's pretty reliable.
Same, bro. Producer Jake thinks the Earth's flat, so that's why I had to say it. But dude, I'm excited for this, man, because, you know, I want to throw it back for a second because I'm a big believer in manifestation, right? So growing up in Pittsburgh, PA, I grew up in a really small town outside of Pittsburgh called Avella, PA. And dude, it's like, that's where aliens live for sure, right? It's like, that's where the unknown is. And, you know, out there, everything was country music, or everything was country music, right? There was no metal, there was no rock scene. And I remember growing up, like I was a huge, you know, Manson fan, Slipknot fan, Rob Zombie fan, Ozzy fan, right? And then I was like, man, what's new and upcoming? And I would always buy my CDs at Hot Topic or like the local record store. And I miss those days in Hot Topic when it was like for fans of. Do you remember that? Like when they would put like, if you like, you know, Manson, Slipknot, you're gonna check out this band, or they're playing Ozfest. Do you remember those days?
Absolutely.
So I remember walking in my Hot Topic, and Waking the Fallen album came out, and I was just like, coolest artwork ever, right? And I just remember taking this home, being like, cool, open it up, and there's Zacky V wearing the Jack Daniels, right? The Jack Daniels shirt, eyeliner, women's pants, right? The whole thing, dyed black hair. And I was like, yo, I relate to this. Like, this is like, I just remember thinking, I don't even know how old I was then, but like, I saw that dude, and no shit, like, I was like, I want to go into music and fashion. Like, this is what I want. And I played that album, I burned that CD for sure out, you know? Like, I like, burned a hole through it. And it's sitting here, man, like, when did Wake and Fallen come out?
It must have been like 2001, 2002.
Okay, so 20 years later, we're sitting here, man. And it's just crazy because, like, I've always wanted to work with you guys. And then, you know, the first time I ever saw you guys play, first time I ever saw you guys play was on 18 Visions tour, like, forever ago. But first time I got to, like, really see you guys was I got invited from Kirk Hammett from Metallica, because we were collabing with him, Blackcraft was. And we were in Baltimore, Maryland, of all places, because I was living in Pittsburgh at the time. So I came down, and I remember he gave me those Snake Pit passes, and I'm sitting in the Snake Pit, dude, and I'm like, oh, I gotta see Avenged. Like, I gotta see Avenged, you know. So I'm chilling in the Snake Pit. I don't know you guys yet, right? I don't know you guys. You guys come out, and Matt's wearing the Blackcraft vest, and Johnny Christ is wearing the Believe in Yourself t-shirt. And I was like, dude, what the fuck? Like, this is the craziest thing in the world. And I was like, manifestation, dude. Like, this kid from Avella, PA, you know what I mean? And then here we are on the stage with Metallica, like, seeing that, dude. Now, to where we're at today, my mind is blown, bro.
Well, like, I mean, I think that's amazing. And I see it happen. I've seen it happen so much. So to hear you speak of it, I truly believe it can happen for anybody. And you just have to believe in it. You have to be passionate about it. Speaking on the topic, I wanted to be exactly where I'm at. I wanted to be playing concerts around the world with my friends, being able to wear what I want, do what I want, just be loud, and that dream became a reality. And I think if you believe in yourself and you put in the work, the universe brings all that energy back together.
100%.
And I feel like a lot of people just aren't born with the belief that these things are possible.
Right.
And I always try and tell people that are like, hey, I want to be a singer, I want to do something, like, dream big and go for it, because you can definitely make it happen. I'm definitely glad that we crossed paths,
Yeah.
I'm glad that what we were doing then inspired you. You're a few years younger than me, but what we were doing, I was inspired by, the hardcore bands in Orange County and the punk rock bands, and like, it was such a great time for music. It was so cool. Everything was kind of like a stab to the grunge movement and all that, like 90s, like depressing, trying to write songs for the radio movement. I don't even, like, just such a bummer of music. And all of a sudden, there's a bunch of bands coming out with like hardcore dancing and screaming and just heavy music and looking crazy and wearing makeup and wearing girls'
That
pants.
was my favorite shit. You guys bleeding through 18 Visions.
Dude,
like, OC was the spot for it. Like,
and
it was it.
I was so lucky to get pulled into that world, by Matt. Matt was getting into the hardcore scene, and when we started the band, I was getting into these shows with him and seeing all these bands and being
So cool.
Just, my eyes were open to a whole new style, and it was amazing to see every one of those shows in real time as these bands were coming up and all their side projects, and seeing 18 Visions, and turn into Throwdown, and then members turn into Bleeding Through, and bands like Adamantium, and just these bands spinning off and just going in all directions. And I feel like right now there's a resurgence of that same energy in music with bands like Knocked Loose. People are excited about it when they played Coachella.
Knocked Loose is so sick, dude.
It's amazing. It just reminds me of that.
Loving Knocked Loose. Turnstile is another great band,
Absolutely.
So sick, dude. I love that shit. But I'm excited, man. It's cool because, like, I'm grateful because we became friends. Let's call it 8 years ago, right? Let's just put a stamp on it. 8 years ago. I got to see you guys. What was the tour you guys didn't do? It was the End of the World tour, right?
Yeah.
I got to see, you guys on the off cycle and going through all that and everything you've done with merch and just kind of like this big build up to the new album, right? It was so inspiring just to watch it all come out. Cause like I was behind the scenes watching it all, like you guys curated fucking everything. Bro, like being with you guys through that whole process, like that downtime to what is now, it's making me rethink everything I'm doing. Like it's made me legit. You guys are a big reason what got me into Smoke Blackcraft, which we're here to talk about with your drink. It like just made me think about everything different. Like I just feel like everybody in the rock metal world is too comfortable, and you guys just shook it all up. Like literally just shook everything up, dude.
Having the time off gave us a chance to look at ourselves and really reflect. You get to that point in life when your life changes. We have families now, we have obligations, and the easy road is make the next Hail to the King album, or do Nightmare Part 2, go package up with the same bands you've always played with, sell the same amount of tickets, get a paycheck, you'll be comfortable. And that just never really sat well with any of us. And it wasn't like an internal discussion like, hey, what are we gonna do to reinvent ourselves? Like, I didn't fucking care. It was what are we gonna do to not want to not do this? Because I never wanna feel like I'm phoning it in. And I never wanna feel like I'm just putting on the heavy metal vest and trying to grow my hair and trying to fit in hopes of being the next Metallica. It just doesn't feel right. We didn't start the band to do that. Right. We wanted to be insane. We wanted to dress crazy. We wanted to write crazy music. And I think we all collectively at the same moment realized you either have to go all in on what you love and be completely fearless, which is what we've always lived and died by. And if you try and get pulled into the realm of playing it safe, which so many people do because it's easy to do when you have mouths to feed, and go up there and just go through the motions, that's career suicide. And we collectively just said, let's have fun with this. Like, no matter what, do what we want to do, bounce off each other's ideas, and let's be happy as a band, the 5 of us.
Right.
And if anybody else likes it, great. If they don't, fuck it. At least we went down with the ship the way that we should. And a lot of that came from, you know, watching my band members and myself, you know, just step outside their comfort zones and dive into the world of, you know, mind-enhancing drugs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing people like Matt and Sin come out of their experiences with an entirely different perspective on life was intriguing to me,
mm-hmm.
because I felt like those guys were getting stuck in a rut, and I felt like I was getting stuck in a rut. And all of a sudden, you realize if you take care of yourself mentally and spiritually and physically as best you can, you become the best version of yourself. And what does that mean? It means every single day is all you have to work with. And that day is going to give you ups and downs. You could wake up feeling great, and you know, throughout the day, it could start dragging you down. And it happens to all of us. But what you need to do is try and make every single day as best you can. And I think that there's just certain small things, you know, self-medicating, that can pick up your mood and let you end that day on a better note, or just take you out of the mundane cycle of life, just trying to beat you up, you know, throw you through the washing machine on a daily basis, and just succumbing to that. There's ways to take yourself out of that and bring joy back into life, and bring joy into the little things, you know, your family, you know, sometimes your kids are acting crazy, whatever. There's ways to like say like, this is fucking awesome. This is all I have to work with.
Yeah.
And what do I need to do to get, you know, mentally in the space where every day is a fucking win?
Dude, and it's the perfect segue. I mean, it's literally why I started Smoke Blackcraft, right? We have a new company now called Smoke Blackcraft because of that. Literally, like, I was drinking myself like to death, dude, like daily. Like I was like, you know, like what you said, dude, life beats you up sometimes, you know, and it's like, you know, look at my life. Everyone's like, man, you got the world at the fingertips, but it's like, I got my own shit going on, you know, that I battle with depression and stuff. And I just got to the point where I was like, man, drinking this fucking bottle of Maker's Mark every day is not gonna solve it. It feels great in that moment. I was like, there's gotta be something better. And I always loved cannabis, you know, and I was a user, but I never really like looked at it as like medicine. Like I kind of got, you know, with John Reese, my partner John Reese and Jason, like they kind of taught me about it as like medicine. And I'm like, well, fuck, I love getting high and this is a good feeling. And then I started smoking, I'm like, I get more creative on it. I don't get depressed. I don't get sad. You know what I mean? Like I'm nicer, right? And I sleep great. I wake up not feeling bloated, even though I feel really bloated right now, but I drank last night. But no, man, I don't know. It's the big reason why I want to start Smoke Blackcraft. It's helping so many people and it's helping myself, right? So I don't know. I'm excited to go down this path with you. And now we're in the Delta space we did our bat-shaped gummies, which you saw those, and we got disposables now. And I'm stoked to talk about your drink because it's launching really soon, actually. And D9 shot. Let's talk about it. 75 milligrams.
Yeah, well, you know, I've grown up in the world of touring and traveling and being around bands and tons of drinking and partying, and you know, people call it vices, but you know, life is a vice. It's always closing in on you.
Absolutely.
And some of these are outlets that can make you feel better, and sometimes they make you feel worse in the long run or aren't great for you. And when I saw what you were doing with Smoke Blackcraft, I took note of it because I was like, you know, this is going to be really cool for people that just want to have fun. But I think there's more to it. I think that there's actually people that are going to benefit on a daily basis or a weekly basis and just enhance their mood. Like you said, you dealt with depression. Like I do, everyone does.
Yeah.
I haven't met a person that doesn't.
Yeah.
And it's just uplifting and it can just bring people into a good mood. And for me, I was like, you know, how do you find the perfect balance to sustain, you know, that feeling throughout the day or for a longer time without doing too much or taking yourself, you know, out of the game. You know, it's like when you drink, you can pace yourself. And, you know, there's people that are affected differently by everything. Some people can't drink, some people get too high, some people, just get high on life by running marathons, and everyone's different. I just kind of think that if you do a little bit of whatever you need to keep your head correct or make yourself have the best day possible, then it's a total win. And with this, product that we've been working on together, it was really about finding something that just brings your mood up. Yeah. You don't have to worry about it going overboard. Right. It's just, for me, it's done wonders. Like I have fun with it. I'm happy. Yeah. I can be a better version of myself.
Sleep great.
Wake up feeling better.
Yep.
But it just helps me be a better version of myself. It's, Delta low-ish dose.
Yep.
It's not.
It's actually a low dose for Delta, 75 milligrams for the shot.
Well, my thing is like, I like to enjoy, company of my friends, hanging out, like after we play a concert, talk philosophy,
yeah.
like talk next moves and stuff. So I just don't want to put myself on my ass.
Right.
Like that's
you don't want our bat-shaped gummies, the bat gummies 200 milligram put you on your ass kind of vibe.
And some people,
sometimes it's good.
And that's a perfect dose for people with higher tolerance, or that like that feeling or whatever. And this is something where I feel is like formulated to take at a concert. It's going to heighten your senses. It's going to make hopefully make us sound better. But it's going to make you have fun. You're going to interact with your friends, your family members, the entire experience, and it's just something to enhance that mood, of which should already just be an amazing time.
Right.
I just want to give people the ultimate experience and make that the very best day that they're going to have in a long time. That's what I do. That's why I do what I do.
Hell yeah, man. I'm excited. So we're launching that this month on the 21st. It'll be online, deltaextracts.com. And then we're going to be launching it Louder Than Life too, which I'm so excited to see you play at, man. That's going to be so crazy.
Oh, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be cool.
I'm thrilled about it.
Fuck yeah, dude. When do you leave for tour? You guys start?
I think we leave on just a few days from now, which is wild because it feels like we just walked off stage yesterday, but it's been about 5 weeks.
Yep.
And it's trying to adjust has been wild. It makes every day just a complete ride.
Be crazy. It's got to be crazy, dude. Like, coming off stage and like you guys just sold out Madison Square Garden, sold out the Forum. Coming off stage, like what is that like, bro? Like you're in rock star mode, Zacky mode, and then so you come off stage, you got your kids, you got your wife, you come home, and is it just like, are you going crazy when you're home because it's so still, or do you enjoy it?
I absolutely enjoy every minute of it.
Yeah.
And it's the fucking wildest thing because I got 2 young kids that are fucking party animals. They're wild. Never a dull moment. I can barely keep up with them, but they're finding the magic in the fucking chaos. And that's why I fell in love with being on tour, like being in the band. Like Avenged Sevenfold, the life of surrounding it is chaotic, and it always has been. But right now I find myself in the best of both worlds because when we are on tour, there is no phoning it in. It's pure passion. We are leaving fans on the edge of the seat. We are pissing people off. We are confusing people. I see the look on their faces. We are causing genuine reactions. Good, bad, ugly, you name it. We are fucking doing exactly what we set out to do 25 years ago. And to me, that makes me feel young. It makes me feel like I'm gonna live forever.
Yep.
And then when I get home and seeing the life in my children and the fucking youthfulness and the fucking madness and watching them destroy shit and I'm pulling my hair out, and I fucking love it. And the reason that I love it is because I found a way, to pace myself, make every day the best, and like I said, it's just taking care of yourself. There's small little tricks to life, and not everything works for everyone.
Yeah.
But I find for myself, it's just everything in the right dose. And it's just, every day, it doesn't mean that every day is going to be great. Life hands you shit. It's completely out of your control. But what's not out of your control is how you handle it. How you can always step back into yourself, take a deep breath, find yourself, look at everything, realize, what life is, how short it is, look at the good.
Yeah.
And then it's a little easier to just not feel so overwhelmed, you know?
Absolutely, bro. I'll tell you the craziest thing. I haven't told you this yet, but speaking of like Avenged with pioneering and everything, what's so crazy to me, bro, and what's so inspiring to me, right? Because when I talk smoke blackcraft on it for a second, there's nothing in the rock space. Do you know this? Like, there's nothing in the cannabis space like for rock or metal fans. Do you know that? It don't exist until, well, now it does because smoke blackcraft exists, right? But I'll tell you what was so crazy pioneering, and like literally, dude, Avenged, like for real, like real shit on the record, Avenged Sevenfold inspired me to do this like venture with smoke blackcraft. Like I had to start thinking about everything different with the brand, you know? I was like, I can't keep putting out black and white t-shirts. Like you're gonna die off at some point, you know? You gotta like keep reinventing yourself, and being around you and being around Matt and the guys, like it's so inspiring. But the thing that blew my mind the most about Avenged Sevenfold is I went to the show at the Forum, which was like the coolest thing in the world, seeing it sold out after how many years, you know, us working out together and just talking about this day it's coming and all the West Lang art and just seeing it, right? Craziest fucking thing in the world to me is I'm at a metal show, get to see my boy Ronnie open up, right, for you guys, which is the coolest fuck. I used to live in a van with Ronnie, by the way. Like, I'm so stoked he's on tour with you guys. I'm so stoked you guys are taking him out. But the craziest part to me is I'm looking around the arena and I like hit my buddy, I elbowed my buddy and I'm like, bro, look around right now. He's like, what? He's like, it's sold out. I'm like, yeah, but bro, just look in the crowd for a second. He's like, I don't get it, what? I'm like, bro, have you ever been to a metal show and seen fucking tan and white t-shirts? Bro, you guys are putting out tan and white, I've never seen that at a metal show ever. Like, it don't exist. Like, that's insane to me.
We had to rewrite the script because we were getting bored in our hearts with what was happening. Mm-hmm. And we started finding inspiration. We weren't searching for it. We stumbled upon things and had us scratching our heads thinking, wait a minute, there's never been any rules to what we have to do. Mm-hmm. Why did we start falling in line? And not that we ever did. I mean, I feel like the stage is crazy ambitious and Hail to the King, you know, even though it's more, let's say watered down, as you know, a lot of people like it and it was very successful. Mm-hmm. But you get to where when you feel that you have to release another one of those albums to make people happy, mm-hmm. you want to burn it all down. Yeah. I don't want to have to do anything because I feel forced to make somebody happy because they think they know what I should be doing. Mm-hmm. That's not why I did this. And, you know, we can make black shirts, we can make fucking pink shirts, we can do whatever the fuck we want. And if people embrace it, great. But do the best that you possibly can do. We're not just going out there putting out products to see what works. Right. We're like, this is fucking awesome. This is what needs to happen. There's a lot of energy when you go in that room at the Forum at MSG and you see, you know, 18,000 people all
in white shirts.
Yeah, you know, and it's just different. It's saying, hey, you know, step outside your comfort zone. Yep. Like, we all love Metallica. When they come play the stadium, go to the show. It's going to be fucking awesome.
Yep.
But don't expect us to be them,
right.
And don't expect Falling to be Avenged Sevenfold.
Right.
Just enjoy art for what it is, and you'll find that the world's a much more colorful place, and it's just way more fucking awesome.
Absolutely, man.
And yeah, I love that you stepped outside, you know, of your comfort zone and tried something different, because that's a huge shift, mm-hmm. and it's well received because there aren't brands in, you know, like the rock, metal, heavy music space that you know, are doing the cannabis thing, or right. It's kind of different. The packaging is different. The branding is different. It appeals to a lot of people. Mm-hmm. Like, I love the look of it. I love the vibe of it. It's the shit man. That I grew up with. You know that.
Yeah. I mean, bro, for me, legit, like when I'm sitting here creating this, I'm like, what would Avenged Sevenfold do? What would Zacky, fucking Brian, you know, Johnny, what would Matt do? Like, how would you guys do this? That's what's going through my head, you know? Even this, dude, like when we plan to do the shoot and stuff, I was like, we just got to think so outside the box. You know, for me right now, it's Ronnie, what Falling Reverse is doing. I'm loving it. Travis Scott and Avenged Sevenfold. Like, for me, it's just like, I don't know. You guys, all three of you are like aliens, I'm pretty sure, not from this fucking planet.
Dude, well, I appreciate that. I'm becoming more and more certain of it now that I'm getting older, that I might fall in line. But I just love artists that keep me on my toes and throw me for a loop. Mm-hmm. And I don't realize it in the moment. It's never instant gratification. It's always after the fact. Like, what are they doing? Why did they do that? This is fucking weird. I don't like it. I don't get it. I don't understand it.
Right.
But I think about it. and it stays with me.
Oh, yeah.
And it makes an impact. And all of a sudden, you start realizing that's the whole fucking point of it.
Right.
The entire point of it is to do what you do and have it stick with somebody and let it become a part of them.
Yep.
And take up a portion of their mind where they're thinking about what you've created. And that's really the only way to inspire people.
Yep. And that's what Waking Up Fallen did for me and the new album did for me, man. When I got to hear the new album before it came out, I told you, bro, I cried. It took me on a roller coaster. I felt sad, happy, depressed. It made me feel a certain way, you know, and it's ingrained to me, man. I'm grateful. Thanks for believing in this, dude. Thanks for being here. Thanks for doing the show today.
Of course.
I'm stoked for the launch, man. So September 21st, online, deltaextracts.com, and we'll see it louder than life.
Awesome, man.
See you there, bro. Thanks, dude.
Down the rabbit hole of aliens, by the way.
Oh, dude, I got abducted for real. Really? I'm dead ass serious. Dude, Irvine, they took me over the mountains. Yeah.
Picked you up?
Did it really? Dead ass serious, bro. When was that? Shit, when I was on drugs. When I was high.
When I was high.
When I first started.